So hello from Green-Mopeds in London. So today we're taking out forthcoming model from Artisan, who are importing this Caofen F80. KFN are out of Zhongxing in China, as you'll be unsurprised to know. And this bike comes in two guises. This is the on-road one, and there's an off-road one. It is obviously sitting in the same sort of area as Talaria and Surron. However, more powerful and faster, which might spark some people's interests from the outset. So it's another sort of lightweight, very naked bike. Basically, it's an off-road bike which they've made road legal by adding the mirrors and the road legal speedo and indicators and horn and all that sort of stuff. But it, as I say, it is entering into where the Talaria and Surron sit in some regard. It weighs 85 kilos, so a little bit heavier than the other two, but I guess one of the big differences is its fixed battery, which usually you get to a point where you move to fixed battery anyway because you just want so much more. And in this case, the Surron and Talaria are 60 volt based, so they've got a single removable 60 volt 34 amp hour battery, about that, which is about a 2 kilowatt hour battery. This one is 72 volt, and the on-road version, which is this one, comes with a 48 amp hour battery. So that is 3.4 kilowatt hours, if I remember rightly. Okay, so it's a bigger battery because this bike is 8 kilowatts max, that is, and that compares to 6 kilowatts on a Surron and a Talaria. So Surron and Talaria are basically the same technically. You know, they pretty much weigh the same, they pretty much look the same. Talaria came out of the Surron camp anyway, but whereas this one is a totally different kettle of fish, as in made. It's not a clone, it's just been made in its own right. They go on about the frame being one of the lightest frames, but they have then put a bigger battery and heavier battery on it. As I said, non-removable, which might limit some people from wanting to take it. You know, you can't just whip out another battery and plug it in and go again. Having said that, the charging time, if I remember correctly, is 3 to 4 hours. So if you can bear that, then fixed battery is still good. Okay. The speedo, as you can see, is flashing at me right now, and that's because of the modes that you're in. Okay, so down here on the right, you've got neutral and drive, so it can go in and out of ready mode if you like. And then there's economy and sport button down here on the right hand side. And I don't know if you noticed that, but the modes go 1, 2, 3 on the dash there. And when you change to sport modes, the light on the left flashes, and it flashes faster if you go into sport mode. Okay, so I don't know if you can tell that there. It's now flashing faster than it was in mode 2, let's say. So mode 1, which is perfect for around here, is a 26 mile an hour speed, and then mode 2 is going to be, well, we'll try that in a minute, but mode 3 is 56. So Surron and Talaria 47, 45, 47, depending on which one you go for. So obviously an unsurprisingly, because it's 8 kilowatts, you get more out of this bike. Okay. All right, so pretty lightweight. Off-road version is slightly different in terms of wheel size and tooth size on the rear sprocket. On the off-road version, it's got a 16-inch rear wheel. Okay, so the smaller the rear wheel or the smaller the rear sprocket, the more torque you're going to get, the better acceleration you're going to get. So that would be one of the differences between the two. Obviously, as I said, off-road bikes that go over, off-road bikes without pedals are mostly illegal on the road. I mean, ones that have a throttle-only mode, which Surron, Talaria and this have. Okay, so I don't make the rules, but that's the way it goes. If they go over basically walking pace, they are illegal on the road. So that is one of the deciding factors about buying one of these things. Okay, whether you want the on or off-road version. Okay, so just to go around the dash again. So you've got your start button here. See, this is one big battery. It's got little lights showing up when it's on. Okay, so 19-inch front wheel. See, the S is flashing, but I'm in mode 2. If I go into mode 3, it flashes faster. Not sure why you need to know that, but there it is. It has got ABS, which is one up on the Surron and Talaria, and it's also got regen. You can see that from the disc down here. You can see the second inner part of the disc showing that it's got regen. Don't know yet as to how much you're going to get back from that, but typically it's going to be 5 to 10%, so to help in your range. The range on this with its 3.4 kilowatt hour battery, well, it depends how you're going to ride it, of course. If you ride it full flat out, it says that the range is going to be about 30-35. Obviously, you won't be doing that. Well, shouldn't be doing that on the road, I guess, because you won't be able to. But the off-road one, which comes with a lower rated battery, and probably will be ridden flat out most of the time, you should expect about 30 miles, I would say, which again is about sort of Surron and Talaria sort of performance. Okay. The battery as well, one of the things that they talk about on the spec sheet is that it's got a heater built in. So one of the issues with some of these bikes, if you leave them out in the winter, is obviously you shouldn't charge lithium-ion batteries when they're below freezing. It's actually written on most of the batteries if you look on the label. So what these guys do, and Silence actually do, is they put a heater into the battery. Okay, so on the KFN spec sheet it says that you can keep this charge this battery down to -40. I'm not sure I ever want to try that, but that's what it says on the sheet. So that's another advantage really of when you get these bigger battery capacities, is that they often think about things like, well, you know, battery care, and they build in things like heaters and stuff. Okay, so as you can see, we're on a 40-mile-an-hour road. We're now in mode 2 and 40, bearing in mind it is pretty windy today, as you can probably hear. 40 is the top speed in mode 2. Okay, and then 56 will be in mode 3. Okay. See, the pickup is all good. We're going to take it to a road where we can go to 50, just so you can see it doing its top speed, or near enough. Okay, so we're at our test spot for a speed test. We'll do what we normally do. I'm just going to leave it in 3, so I've got the fast flashing, just in case you missed it. So 1, no flashing. 2, slow flashing, 3 fast flashing. Will that help? I don't know. But anyway, we'll just see where we get to on this road. It's 50 on the main part. All right, so I'm expecting quite a quick pickup on this, to be honest, but we'll put the time up as we normally do. Oh, just to finish off, so horn indicators, which are silent, as you can probably tell. You have to center them, which, you know, can be a bit tricky. So no sort of like push button. And then you've got regen, so you can turn regen off if you want. You see it's now flashing. So now it's on. And then you can turn off ABS as well, which is obviously a good thing. Well, an interesting thing. All right, so we're in 3. We're going to just see where we get to, and then we'll put the times up, and then we'll wrap up. Okay, let's go. 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, pretty good. Top speed 54, which is sort of what we expect. It says 56, so let's get 54 out of it. So that was pretty rapid. And this is the one with the bigger tooth sprocket at the back. The off-road has got smaller, so it should actually accelerate more. Okay, so yeah, pretty rapid on that. Obviously, on surrons, we've done this sort of thing as well. You probably could wheelie this if you put your mind to it. Yeah, that was quite impressive. I mean, I guess the obvious comparison will be, should I buy a surron talaria or this? I guess the fixed removable battery thing might make your mind up by default. If you want more power and more speed, this might make your mind up by default. Clearly, what surrons and now talarias are known for is all of the customization you can do to them. Different controllers and forks and all this sort of stuff. As this is a new bike, there's not a lot of that, if any, going on right now. So that might be something that you consider if you're going to take a bike and then, you know, upgrade it and all that. I mean, you can get 8 kilowatt controllers for surrons, for example, but you're starting to fork out an awful lot of money. Bearing in mind this bike is still under £6,000, I think, so it wouldn't take much to upgrade a surron to surpass this. Okay, so that is, I guess, one thing that you might want to think about. It's got some good tech on it, you know, ABS, regen, heated battery, all that sort of good stuff. I guess I could criticise the fact that the indicators are silent and you have to center them yourself. Not a big deal there. The design is different to the other two. Again, that's just personal taste. So yeah, all in all, it's I guess it's down to fixed battery, more speed, more power. If you're happy with fixed battery and you want more speed, more power, then you would almost certainly choose this one. All right, so hopefully you found that useful. These bikes are not actually out yet, so I can't offer you a test ride right now. But when they are, if you want to organise one, then please feel free to contact us on all of the usual channels, and we'll be happy to help you. So thanks very much.